Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the match between Barcelona and Frankfurt, and in this game Barcelona have been eliminated and Barcelona have lost against Frankfurt within this game 3-2. Globally, Barcelona have been eliminated 4-3, and this was, I would say, a very embarrassing match. This is not going to be your I would say original video that you do here in every video. This is not going to be edited. I just want to give you guys my reaction, my initial reaction on this whole thing, because I'm a little pessimistic right now. I feel like I have toxicity within me right now. I have no words to explain just how badly Barcelona approached Frankfurt within this game. There's so many things that went wrong within this game that I can't even begin. I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to talk about first. There was things that did piss me off before the match. There were things that pissed me off during the match, and there were things that pissed me off after the match. And so again, I'm not going to be editing this video. It's going to be a very raw video. And so here's how I'm going to be starting this whole thing. The fans, right? The fact that there were a lot of more fans coming from Frankfurt compared to FC Barcelona is embarrassing. Now, I'm not going to be pointing this out because I'm going to be saying that this is one of the reasons on why we lost, right? There were so many reasons on why we lost within this game, but I want to point this out because it does bring a very important topic up for this whole video. So look, it was embarrassing. In this game, we knew that we needed to win. We knew that we needed to beat Frankfurt within this game, and we needed the support and we needed to back these youngsters. But what we saw coming from the Camp Nou, these fans, they were not present. We literally, and I said this on Twitter, I said this on Instagram, I said this everywhere. I said this during the live session that we had about 2, 3, 4 hours ago, that Barcelona played 2 away games. 2 away games. We played at Germany, right? At Frankfurt, an away game, and then we play at the Camp Nou, but this was also considered as another away game because there were so many Frankfurt fans that the Camp Nou literally looked like the Santiago Bernabeu. There were so many white shirts everywhere, and I'm like, where the heck is all the Barcelona fans? Where the heck is all the support? And so again, this is not an excuse. It's just the lack of support. It's no other club does this. Where else do you find this? And I'm going to be explaining, right? I'm going to give you guys an example so you guys can know exactly just how bad and how empty the Camp Nou was when it comes to the Barcelona fans itself. In the very first few 10 minutes, Barcelona committed a foul. More specifically, Eric Garcia committed a foul. I do think that, yes, it was a penalty. Yes, Eric Garcia needed to react better. There was no reason for him to pull a player inside the penalty box, and especially when you know that you are tied 1-1, but Eric Garcia did do that. He did foul the opposition, and now it's just Eric Garcia needs to find a better way on how to handle 1v1s. He's so great on distributions, he is so great on tackles, but a 1v1, and this was another great example. He is poor. He is so poor, and that is what gave Barcelona their first conceded goal. Frankfurt did score the penalty and Barcelona were losing 1-0. And let me tell you guys, the reason why I want to bring this up, and I'm going to be bringing the whole fan thing and the whole Frankfurt coming to Barcelona basically and playing 2 away games. The one thing that pissed me off about this whole thing is that when the ref said, yes, this is a penalty, yes, Frankfurt is going to be having that penalty, the whole Camp Nou started celebrating. It felt like we were in Germany. The whole Camp Nou started celebrating. I'm like, where's all this celebration coming from? Where's all this noise coming from? And it was coming from the Frankfurt fans. There were barely any Barcelona fans in tonight's game. And because of all that noise, because they were cheering, because they were celebrating, when Frankfurt was given that penalty, the players became very, very confident. They became, and they believed that, yes, we can beat this Barcelona team, and we can beat them by a good margin, because that is what we did. So we almost saw that, but they believed that they could beat us, right? 4-1, 4-2. I know that it ended 4-3, but Frankfurt were on their A game and they did not stop on trying to score throughout the full 90 minutes. The Camp Nou, the Barcelona Camp Nou did not exist tonight. And after that penalty, Barcelona were playing, right? So they were trying to play the ball. They were playing on the right side, on the left side, but we looked stuck. We lacked solutions. There was no way for us to navigate through this Frankfurt side. Barcelona did, yes, have the ball, but we suffocated ourselves on the right side. And it was mainly because of Mingueza. Mingueza had not a single clue on how to get out from that defensive line, to go up there and go try to contribute on the attack with Dembele and Pedri and Busquets. Mingueza had not a single clue, and I'm sorry to say this for every Mingueza fan out there, or if like you're affiliated with Mingueza, but Mingueza is just not the right footballer for FC Barcelona. And I understand that Mingueza is not a center back, but why can Araujo be a center back and also plays a right back and play decently, defend decently? Mingueza did not defend, nor did he attack at all. And so Araujo literally had to stay back every time Mingueza, right, had the ball and he had to go up. Araujo was getting very close and behind Mingueza because he knew that eventually he's going to have to correct the mistakes that Mingueza did make. And so the only real threat that we did had on that right side, it was coming from Dembele. He was the only real threat, and he was all by himself. Pedri could not get very close to Dembele. He could not do a 1v1 or like not 1v1, like basically try to combine together and try to attack Frankfurt. They couldn't do any of that. Pedri had to sit deep because he had to prepare from the counter coming from Frankfurt, because that is what we did see within that first leg, and Barcelona had to react. That is why Pedri was much deeper than usual. And so Mingueza, like technically, like football wise, his ability to create was just not there. He literally does not have it. And so we missed players like Dest and players like Dani Alves within that first half, because when Dembele was on fire, when he was trying to create, we needed that extra support in order for Dembele to actually do something. And so what we saw in the first 45 minutes, our midfield and our attack as a collective, we were still losing balls, and Frankfurt were still trying to counterattack every time Barcelona did lose the ball and Frankfurt had the possession. It's like we did not learn from what we did do on that first leg. I mean, we did technically, right? But we had our players back. Our position was much below than usual because we were trying to prevent the counters coming from Frankfurt. We knew that they were dangerous. Frankfurt and the way that they played, the way that they have set this team up to try and beat Barcelona, that Frankfurt was literally our kryptonite in this match. Barcelona had not a single solution to beat this team defensively and offensively. And so I don't know. It's a very confusing time right now to be a Barcelona fan, because we saw Barcelona beat all of these teams like Atletico Madrid, 4-0. Real Madrid, 4-0. Napoli, 4 goals. Who else? Valencia, 4 goals. But the fact that we couldn't beat someone like Frankfurt is just it's the inconsistency that killed us. Xavi's Barcelona never showed up in this match against Frankfurt. They never did. We saw Ronald Koeman's Barcelona for the full 90 minutes. And so what else can we talk about? That second goal, for example, it's just a lack of control. The only reason why Frankfurt was also able to score that second goal is because that lack of control that we had on the right side. That is the reason why that goal was created. It was lack of clarity. There was no clarity between Mingueza, Dembele, Busquets. They did not know how to get out, and that is why Frankfurt capitalized off of that. They gained possession, and then Frankfurt scored the second goal. And then immediately right after that, I think 3 minutes before the first half was going to end, and throughout the whole course of the mid-time break, there was a protest. And I'm going to be showing you guys a picture. There was a protest, and we saw many of the main Barcelona core fan base that sits right next to right behind the goalpost. We saw all those fans leave. They did. I don't know where they went. I have no idea if they left the Camp Nou, but they came back. But they left just for a moment. They left throughout 3 minutes before the 45 minutes were over, through the mid break, and then they came back 10 minutes after the second half did start. But they protested for whatever reason. I think that they were trying to say that there was many reports that were coming out, and they were basically saying that the reason why they left, it was because why would Barcelona, this club, allow 20,000 fans from Frankfurt to go into this Camp Nou? And especially when you know that Barcelona needed the support, they sold all of these tickets to 20,000 Frankfurt fans when that should not be allowed. I don't know if Barcelona needed money and they needed to sell these tickets, and even if that meant that they had to sell it towards like a fan base like Frankfurt, I don't know. Like, there's many stories. There's also like stories about Frankfurt and these fans, right? They bought the tickets from the ticket holders, and that is how they did get in. So there's all of these stories. I'm not going to be going too into depth when it comes to this because it's only going to make this video way too long. But basically, that is why those people that sit right behind the goalpost, that is why they did leave. And so it was just one big mess. Like, what else could have gone wrong? Frankfurt did come in against Barcelona, and they came in correctly. They were literally a mid block that activates once they do rob the ball away from Barcelona, and Barcelona could not react. We go into the second half and things got even worse. Pedri did leave in the second half. He could not participate at all within those last 45 to 50 minutes because we were given like about 10 minutes after the 90 minutes were over. But Pedri did leave because of a hamstring injury, and so that forced Frankie de Jong to come in and play the rest of the 45 minutes, even though Frankie was ill. Things just couldn't get any worse. And so Barcelona were reactionary. Barcelona were trying to find solutions. They were trying to find ways to try and to attack Frankfurt. But in the end, there was no real game plan. There was no real way of trying to attack Frankfurt. This is probably going to be my first time where I'm actually going to critique Xavi Hernandez and say, you came into this game and you did not know how to handle a team like Frankfurt. Excuse me. You did not know how to attack someone like Frankfurt, because we literally look like we never played at the Camp Nou. We never played with spirit. We never played with motivation or mentality. And so that whole second half, the full 45 minutes was just one big readjustment. Xavi was continuing to call out players to come into the sideline and try to give them orders. We saw corrections, we saw rearranges, we saw like every approach that Xavi was trying to do, every little tweak that Xavi was trying to do, it just did not work. We just kept readjusting. The fact that Xavi had to keep calling back these players into the sideline, it just told you that whatever they were trying to do, it was just not working. And so we saw two substitutions, very important substitutions that needed to be made even before the match even started, and that was Dest coming in for Mingueza, and then we saw Adama Traoré coming in for Aubameyang, and we saw a front three of Adama Traoré on the right, Ferran Torres as the number 9, Dembele as the left winger, and then we saw Xavi, Frankie, Busquets within the midfield. This was going to be an attack and a midfield that was put together for like about, I do believe, about 20 minutes. It was an okay front three, it was an okay midfield, but it was already too late because of the amount of momentum that Frankfurt was building through this game. And here's also the one thing that I also do want to say, like, it's not really a matter of trying to change players, trying to bring in Memphis, trying to bring in Adama, trying to bring in other midfielders, trying to bring in other center backs or right backs. It wasn't a matter of like we place the wrong players and we need to put in the right players. That was not the problem. The problem was the mentality, the approach into this game. Nothing was going to be fixed. I don't care what player you put in and what player you subbed in. The overall mentality of this team, this Barcelona squad, was not correct. The tactics were also not correct. And I'm sorry that all of this does have to sound very like negative and very like toxic, but this is what I do mean by I was going to sound pessimistic. I was going to sound very toxic. It's just the reality. We literally got knocked out before we even got into the semifinals for the Europa League, and many of us did think that Barcelona were going to wipe out this Europa League and guarantee us a spot into the Champions League. Now the only thing that we do have left is to basically make it into that top 4, retain the top 4 position, whether it's first place, second place, third place, fourth place, so we can get into the Champions League. That is the only goal that we do have. And then going back into this game, Frankfurt did score another ridiculous goal, which made it 3-0. Barcelona were losing their minds at this point. It was a very Liverpool type goal, and the reason why I'm saying that is because there was so much lack of concentration, and these players were not paying attention to what Frankfurt were trying to do within that third goal. And yes, we did see Serginho Dest, who was playing as a right back in this game. He did not react on time. They were not paying attention on where the ball was going. Liverpool did this exactly like 3 years ago. They were doing things and Barcelona were not even paying attention. It just shows you the state of mind that these players were in. And Araujo was screaming after the goal. He was screaming at Dest and saying, why were you not paying attention? Why were you not looking at the ball? And, side note, right, this is a great approach coming from Araujo. He's really acting like a leader leader. I hope that Araujo continues to act like a leader and eventually becomes one of the captains for Barcelona, because he was really commanding these players to do better. So it was just a moment for us to realize when we saw that third goal, like we took a step back and we're like, okay, all of these goals that were coming in from Frankfurt, these were all goals coming from errors on the defensive side. Mingueza did not know how to handle that right flank. Dest did not know, it wasn't paying attention when that goal was being made. Eric Garcia did not know how to handle a 1v1 situation. So there is so much work that needs to be done within that defensive line. Hopefully through the summer we get to work on that. We get to bring in brand new players like Christensen, maybe Rudiger. Xavi Hernandez does want to bring brand new center backs, and just overall be tactically smarter. And for the rest of this game, it was just all chaos. Like, yes, of course, Barcelona showed up in the last 10 minutes of the game, and that's including the extra time. Like, yes, of course, try and score 3 goals in the next like 9 minutes when you could have done that within the past like 90 minutes. Why react now? Why play better now? Why try to do one touches now? You could have done this like in the beginning of this game, but you did not do that. Barcelona almost completed the comeback, but we did not do that. We did not react in time. There was no point for Barcelona to try and score about 3 goals in 9 minutes. Yes, it would have been nice, but in the end, even if we were to tie this game and score that last minute winner, I would still be disappointed, because Barcelona did allow Frankfurt to boss them in the full 90 minutes. What would happen if Barcelona faced against a Bayern, a City, or a Liverpool? It would be complete chaos. And so I don't know where else to go. Like, there was also other very like weird moments. We saw like a player that was being defended by Ferran Torres. He did like commit a handball in our own box, right? No, in Frankfurt's box, where it should have been a penalty for Barcelona, but for some odd reason, right? I don't know, the VAR was not working, and that is why they did not call that handball that could have led towards Barcelona getting that early penalty. And then when Busquets was considered as offside, when he did try to shoot that ball by a deflection, VAR all of a sudden started working. So I don't know, like, there's some weird things going on right now. I have no idea. And so there was also another penalty that was being given by Barcelona. Barcelona made it 2-3. It was a very hard shot coming from Memphis. Like, we barely made that shot, that penalty. That ball barely went in and went behind the line, and so that is how it ended. Barcelona did lose 3-2. It was a very embarrassing match. There's so much work that needs to be done, and the only thing I want Barcelona to now focus on is going to be within the top 4 in La Liga. Beat every team that comes in their path, and that's basically it. And we have to play well, because we also, not only did we lose, but we also did not play well, and that, my friends, is embarrassing. What's actually more embarrassing is not what we did on the field. What was actually more embarrassing, what was going on in the fan base, in the Camp Nou, on the stadium, is the fact that we did not even get support in the first place, and Frankfurt felt very good about it. And so again, I feel very pessimistic. I'm sorry they have to come in this approach. I'm sorry they have to be so toxic right now, but it's just where my mind is at, and I do believe that many Barcelona fans are thinking this way. So that is how I am going to be ending this video. Barcelona have been eliminated from the Europa League. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Every Barcelona fan, even if you're not a subscriber to this channel, I still love you guys. We're still a family. Let's continue to be together. Let's analyze. Let's see how we can improve moving forward. Hopefully this team does not let us down, and let's just continue to be a collective. Peace out, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.